Alright, so last night I ordered Lockdown on pay-per-view. I didn't watch it on a stream or anything like that. I order Lockdown almost every year. I have, for a while now, and it never disappoints me. It was only $35 and I thought it was definitely worth it, way more than, the 50, almost $60 you have to pay for WrestleMania, which I didn't pay for. Um, I'm not saying it was better than WrestleMania, but it had a lot more matches that kept me interested. Like at least the last three, pretty much, which were the last three matches of this pay-per-view were basically main events, and I'll get into that. But with WrestleMania, it was basically just Shawn Michaels and Undertaker was the highlight of WrestleMania this year, but Lockdown was pretty crazy, and so let me get into this. First, I didn't get to see all of the pre-show. I like kind of only got to see like the last 10 minutes, and what I got to see was actually okay. There was a promo by Team 3D, and Christy Hemme was interviewing them, and they're all like Brother Ray keeps like hitting on Christy Hemme, and he slips like his hotel card like in between like her bra and shit, and then like right after like they're done doing their promo, he grabs her and like kisses her on the mouth, and it's like she didn't even care, like she just starts laughing and stuff, and it was pretty funny, like 'cause you can tell, like I like it when wrestlers like they break character and you can tell that they're friends. It kind of, I think it makes it more of like worth of a show. Like I like it when they're more, they show like who they really are and not really like their character. It makes it more of like a reality kind of thing. But anyway, two things happened. Two things like they let you know before the show even starts. X-Pac no-showed. I guess he made it, but like at one, like apparently at 1 p.m. They cut off the doors, and if you're not there, then you're fucked and you don't get to do the show. So yeah, I guess that happened. And Douglas Williams is stranded overseas because of the volcano that happened, the volcano fucking eruption that happened over there. So he's grounded in London, so they stripped him of the X Division title. So they were gonna have a new champion tonight, pretty much. All right, so first match was James Storm versus RVD. It was a great fucking match. It's a great starter match to the thing, and one of the funny and RVD won the match, but he got busted open. Like he was busted open all night, like tonight, just bleeding all over the place. But RVD hit the frog splash, and Taz said nobody gets higher than RVD. I thought that was really fucking funny. Next match was an escape match, since they don't have a third contestant for the X Division match. It was a match against Homicide, Brian Kendrick versus the Motor City Machine Guns for some reason. It's like I'm glad I'm on there on the pay-per-view, but why are they? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense for the X Division title. Homicide tricks Brian Kendrick into like holding down Motor City Machine Guns, and then he crawls over the cage real fast. I thought that was a pretty cool, ending thing. But anyway, next match, Kevin Nash versus Eric Young. This is a really boring match. It was really stiff, really, Kevin Nash just giving forearms and knee shots in the corner, just real boring. Like just EY, like Eric Young just totally carries Kevin Nash, and I like Eric Young, and I've met him before, and he's a really cool guy, and just I don't know, it's just like he's really carrying Kevin Nash in this match, and hopefully it put him over like Eric a little bit, but I don't know. Anyway, next match, Beautiful People versus Tara and Angelina Love. Really stupid fucking match, really pointless. I guess Madison Rayne pinned Angelina Love, so Madison Rayne's the champion and not Velvet Sky. Madison Rayne, I hope she only holds the belt for like maybe 2 or 3 days. I hope it's a Jillian Hall kind of thing, because Madison Rayne is like, they could fire her and I could give a shit. Like she is one of the like the least important beautiful person pretty much, and that's even saying anything, because beautiful people are fucking stupid anyway. Um, Flair gave a great promo, and from the Flair gave a great promo like in front of Team Flair. But the weird thing about the promo is it seemed like Sting was in the back and like he was gonna turn heel, later in the night, but that didn't happen. But it seems like Sting's gonna turn heel on Flair eventually. Homicide versus Kaz versus Shannon Moore instead of Doug Williams. Homicide replaces him for the vacated belt. It was a great fucking match. not many spots, just really good wrestling and really good, there were a couple flips and stuff like that, but nothing real too crazy. But it was a great match, and Kaz won, so Kaz is the new X Division champion, which is pretty cool. He definitely is an original, and he hasn't had the belt in a real long time, except when he was Suicide, and Suicide held the belt for like almost 100 something days, and they need to make Kaz like go over that, because Suicide just, it's like the Doink the Clown of TNA, pretty much. Anybody can play him, and that's that's what that is basically. Um, Pope gave a really good promo for later in the night, and okay, this is the best part. Okay, after Kevin Nash's match, he says he's gonna team up with Scott Hall, and I didn't believe it. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, fucking bullshit. Like, that's not gonna happen. Okay, so Team 3D comes out, and fucking the Outsiders fucking come out. Scott Hall in actual ring gear, not, in a shirt and shit. It was Hall and Nash versus Team 3D. It was a sloppy match. It was pretty sloppy, but you know what? It was fucking, that match has never happened before. That was fucking like Clash of the fucking Titans. It was two the greatest tag teams going against each other. I'd never seen that before. It was like when Team 3D fought the Steiners that one time. This match had never happened before, and it was a fluke. If X-Pac wouldn't have, no-showed, we wouldn't have got this match, and I fucking loved it. I loved fucking Hall and Nash. They got their asses kicked by Team 3D, totally. Scott Hall went through, got the 3D through the table, and it was just a great fucking match, and I'm surprised it actually happened, and it just really blew me away. It was a real surprise, and if you can see this match, go check it out, because it was a great match. Alright, this next match may be the best match of the fucking night. Mr. Anderson versus Kurt Angle. It was so ridiculously bloody and violent, and just great fucking wrestling, just amazing. Like, uh, like Angle takes the key to the cage and like fake throws it into the crowd, and just the reaction on Mr. Anderson's face was like priceless. It was so funny. And he German suplexes him off the middle of the top rope, like they scooch out to the middle of the cage, and he Germans him off the top rope. Oh my god. And then he does the HME, highest moonsault ever, off the top of the cage, and he like goes to the, it's like he does the moonsault, but it goes wrong, and it kind of goes to the side, and he lands right on Mr. Anderson's head, and just it was a bad moonsault, really really bad. It looked, oh my god, it looked so bad. Like, I was so like freaking out, because it looked like they had like broken their like arms and wrists. But Kurt Angle gets the dog tags and chokes out Mr. Anderson right as he's trying to go out the cage, and chokes him down, and then as he's walking out, he kicks him in the dick really hard, like, just as he's leaving. It was fucking classic, and it was just a great match. Like, it was like the first of the three main events, and it was just amazing. Alright, next was Pope and AJ, and it was a really good match. I mean, it was the first time I've seen two young guys, like not X Division, but technically, like, two young dudes in a heavyweight match, for the belt. Since like Joe and AJ. I mean, it's not like a young guy carrying, like a legend, or, some dinosaur, or, some like old ass fool that's just not gonna do any crazy moves. It was two young guys, fighting it out for the belt, and even though AJ won, it was still a good match. I mean, and AJ really, it was really, the ending was kind of bullshit. AJ grabs a pen from a cameraman and stabs the Pope in the eye, and it was pretty stupid, but yeah, I thought it was pretty cool seeing two young, just young, new, faces, like, fighting for the TNA, heavyweight championship, not an old guy and a young guy. It's cool seeing two young guys. But, I think the Pope did, like, a tribute to Chris Benoit, because he pointed up, and then he did the flying headbutt, which was pretty cool, and, he did the craziest, I'm gonna call it the Pope breaker. It's exactly like the code breaker, except they stall, like, and they stall in the air after he does it, and it looks crazy, but yes, and even though AJ did, it was a shitty ending, it still was a pretty good match, for what it was. Alright, this is gonna have to be fast. Eric Bischoff shows up finally to the arena. Okay, Team Hogan versus Team Flair. RVD's busting open like all night, so he's bleeding through this whole match. Sting takes out Jeff Hardy in the back, knocks him out, so Jeff isn't in the match for the whole thing. And then Sting's just standing in the ring most of the match, like just observing everybody getting their ass kicked. Um, then Jeff Hardy comes out, and Beer Money goes outside of the ring. Jeff like destroys them with a kendo stick. Jeff Jarrett hits a guitar shot from the top rope on Desmond Wolfe, and then right after that, RVD hits the frog splash. Sting gets a choke slam into the tax, gets chokeslam into tax. Jeff Hardy calls Beer Money like to the top of the cage, calling him out, like wanting him to get up there with him. Jeff Hardy does this crazy spot, like off of the ladder. They stack the ladder on top of the cage, and he jumps off the ladder onto James Storm or somebody. Flair comes down and tries to bite the ring off of Abyss's finger, which is pretty fucking stupid. And then Hogan comes out, and Bischoff gets between Hogan and Flair and throws Hogan brass knucks. Flair does the old man flop into a bunch of tacks, and Abyss hits the Black Hole Slam on Wolf. A great fucking pay-per-view. That's all I can say, and just check it out.